What is up, Dong Army? It's your boy Royce. So this video is going to be a life update. In my last video, which was a day in the life on family medicine, someone kindly left a comment asking when my PhD starts. And that really shocked me because before that point, I didn't realize, anyone really cared about what was going on in my life. And because my mind is just so advanced and I can think in these entrepreneur terms, it got me thinking, why don't I just capitalize on this and make a video on it? So here we are. Shout out to that person for kindly leaving that message on my last video. So now technically I have finished my second of 8 years of my MD PhD. And so I'm a rising third year. And yeah, this video will just cover everything that's going on in this transition period between my MD clinicals and my PhD. As of last Friday, I finished my second year of medical school. It's pretty crazy to think because I've gone through 1.5 years of preclinical courses, and I've done half a year, 6 months of clerkships. That is being in the hospital, doing rotations. I did 3 months of surgery and 3 months of medicine, 10 to 12 hours a day, 5 to 6 days a week. Being attentive in the team, attending to patients, providing patient care. And then on top of that, having to meet my daily quota of watching 3 hours of YouTube. It was extremely exhausting, to be honest with you. Alas, here we are. I've completed all of my clerkships, and now that I'm out of the hospital, I can finally spend some time on personal hygiene. I finally showered for the first time in a few weeks, and that was honestly miraculous. This summer is full of really fun activities, and that includes studying for step 1, doing a lot of practice problems, and of course this culminates in me taking step 1, which will be an extremely pleasant experience. I'm sure you can tell, I can't contain myself when I think about taking another standardized test. It's just, I really chose the right career, to be honest with you. So now I am studying full-time on step 1, an extremely intense 3.5 hours per day for like 5 or 6 weeks. Luckily for me, it's pass-fail. It's gonna be a lot easier to meet that pass threshold than it is, for example, if I had to grind for like a 500 or whatever the score is to do well in step 1. So yeah, that definitely relieves a lot of stress. We're actually the first MD PhD class at Penn to be able to take a pass-fail. And so I feel extremely grateful for that. August will be the start of the next chapter of my training, which will be a 4 to 7 year PhD. I'm really looking forward to transitioning from spending hours in a windowless room in the hospital to now spending hours in a windowless room in the lab, toiling away at my experiments. And because I'm not used to experiencing sunlight, I don't know what I'm missing out on, to be honest with you. It's pretty crazy to look back at it now and see that I've completed 6 out of the 12 months of the hardest clerkships, and theoretically I've covered half of all the clerkships that I'll experience in medical school. And I feel like personally, as I've seen my progression in the clinics and I've seen my progression on practice questions, my knowledge of medicine has exploded exponentially. And it's crazy that I feel pretty comfortable tackling many health issues that I would see on my day-to-day. For example, my fiance had like a productive cough, and I was able to diagnose her with like an acute bronchitis with like 85% certainty. That felt pretty good. And it's gonna be really nice that my clinical knowledge will go down the drain in the next 4 years. And I've already picked out a lab for my PhD. It's gonna be a neuroengineering lab. My research in particular is gonna be on developing new devices and new materials that will interface with the nervous system in some way. For example, an implantable, flexible electrode that'll go on the brain. Personally, I feel a bit bittersweet about my PhD starting because, I feel like towards the end of clerkships, I was really starting to like it. And I started to feel like kind of like a groove when it came to clerkships. I do tear up a little bit thinking about not having to experience being shouted at by attendings and residents. I'm really gonna miss that. That was really important for my mental health. And I know for sure that the PhD will be a lot of fun because I'll have a lot more, freedom and flexibility. That is freedom to pursue different ideas that I want to pursue with my research, and flexibility in my scheduling. As long as I put in the requisite amount of time per week, it doesn't matter if I come, in the mornings, in the afternoons, on weekends. I can hang out with friends more. I can spend more time with my fiance. So from that perspective, it's gonna be really nice, and I'm looking forward to it. So that's basically where I'm at this time as a rising third year MD PhD student. Hope you guys found this video insightful, interesting, and I'll see you guys next week.